Well, Gavin, you mentioned earlier there was some Riot Games news. They announced a bunch of games.
Riot had their own fucking E3 apparently.
It was pretty nuts, yeah. So I didn't realize that they were kind of this stuff was waiting in the wing, that they were kind of waiting to release it. But so they're known for League of Legends, right? And that's been their primary game for a while now, right?
For 10 years.
Gotcha. So that's what they were celebrating in this stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did pull up the details from Matt Kim of IGN. Writes, everything announced at Riot's League of Legends 10th anniversary celebration. Riot Games celebrated 10 years of League of Legends with a big blowout live stream.
Big blowout.
That's what I like to call you, Gavin. Big blowout. The big anniversary show featured several new announcements from Riot Games, including a new champion in League of Legends and multiple new video game announcements.
Something you need to understand is that new champion is also extremely lore specific and something that's been coming for a really long time.
Gotcha. See, the stuff that stuck out to me because it was new and I understood it was these newer games, but I know that they added stuff to League of Legends and apparently the fans are really, really into it. Yeah. I've never played League of Legends. It never called out to me, but I just didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah,
I was confused and angry and frustrated.
So the neat thing about her, there's this character, there's two characters. There's I've forgotten both of their names. So there's like this Grim Reaper character.
Yeah.
And he has this amulet that he traps his souls in, right? And there's this other guy that's like this gunslinger, right? And when he came into the universe, like part of his lore was that his wife's soul is trapped in the Grim Reaper guy's amulet.
Okay.
Thresh, I think is his name. Yeah. So we've got Thresh has his wife's, and she's been stuck in this pendant for like 6 years now.
Okay.
Like real time. She's been in that thing forever. And then like he went down to wherever.
Is he trying to get her out, or he's
been trying to get her out
around?
for like this is like real time. This has been a long time coming, and he just broke her out. And she like in the trailer she pops out, like he breaks it. He sees her. She pulls out this fucking cannon. Like, not a big gun. This is a goddamn cannon.
Okay.
Points it right at him and fires. And everyone watching's like, oh, shit, she's evil now.
She wasn't just angry that she's been in this fucking ring pop for 6 years or whatever?
So she shoots him with a goddamn cannon. It hits him, creates a shield on the other side, which blocks Thresh's projectile because he's also whipping at him.
Oh.
And it immediately hits him with the projectile. So it just goes from like it's this roller coaster.
Nice.
And at the end, they hug, and she's got glowy eyes. So you're like, oh, maybe she's evil still.
Oh,
so like lore-wise,
you just can't take a break or just
right.
in and out.
This game has a shockingly deep and connected lore. So she's a big deal.
Gotcha. Did that all unfold in like a trailer, or that's like storyline as you're playing the game, like in gameplay?
So most of that buildup was in-game lore that is completely optional.
Gotcha.
You can just read it. Like the few things maybe be like, let's say you and somebody else are on their team and you're standing near each other. They'll do like certain, maybe they interact like voice line wise. Like there are a few things like that, thinking like Left 4 Dead style stuff.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, you just have to read into it to find that out. But they built this whole a large infrastructure. So, and a lot of that was in the trailer. Like he went down to wherever it was, Hell, and then freed her. So that all happened there. But
gotcha.
That was a big deal.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I imagine for sure they're going to keep capitalizing on their biggest game. But there's also some newer stuff they announced. So I guess this was rumored for a while, but this is Project L.
It's been rumored forever. We've known it because they bought this company that was making a good fighting game. And like the cool thing was it was competitive. It was very awesome, but it's super simple control scheme. So you and I could pick it up and play and kick ass. Like legitimately, like this is not like if we were to play Killer Instinct right now, maybe we could each memorize maybe a special move or two.
Right.
And then we just uppercut and slide at each other the rest of the time. We're good to go. We can play. We know how to do it. The only thing to learn is to learn the matchup and then to learn your opponent.
Okay.
So a bit kind of like how Smash Bros.
Was it
works,
when they acquired whatever team or bought that dev, were they already working on like a project that was out there? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It was this cool like robot fighting game that people liked.
So you have to assume they're using that and retooling it for...
We believe so. And it looks gorgeous. It looks like a Street Fighter. It looks like a Marvel versus Capcom. Like this is a legit fighting game. I hope it has that simplified. There's barely any footage.
Gotcha.
But I
think it's just from that stream, right, where they're kind of showing people working on the game.
Yeah, I really hope that it has that simplified control scheme. The only thing that, like, look how gorgeous that is. The only thing that was surprising is
almost like a Dishonored like art style,
right?
Or just the cell shadedness of it. But
yeah, absolutely. But people were saying, or they said in the stream, like, we haven't been working on it that long. It's like, what the fuck? You bought that team years ago, like probably 6 years ago. So it's just weird that.
Is that maybe to throw people off for when they actually will drop this, or because otherwise, why would they have that? What would that team be working on?
I don't know, but I mean that's the cool thing. This team is really good. People like their stuff, and they have one of the most crazy cast of characters to pull from. And the fact that they put Darius, Katarina, they showed Jinx. That's Ari.
That's crazy. So this is real gameplay. It looks like somebody's DeviantArt like concept art, like with that quality, but it's a game running, which is nuts.
Well, this kind of looks like the most recent Street Fighter, which somebody pointed out, or not the last Marvel vs. Capcom, but a little bit of the one before that. But yeah, really Street Fighter-y. And it, like, look how visually this just pops, right? If you're watching this, your first time watching like a fighting game, you clearly understand everything that's happening. It's super readable. I think people are going to get a kick out of this.
Nice. Gavin, let me take a break and piss my pants. I'll be right back.
That was so loud.
Sorry. Let me just scream in your ear.
And we're back.
And we're back. Gavin, we're talking about Project L.
Talking about Project L.
Yeah. It's like NPR public radio. So let me finish this little blurb from Matt Kim of IGN, just laying out Project L. So Project L is Riot's long-rumored fighting game set in the League of Legends universe. Riot says Project L is in early development, despite being the longest rumored project in Riot's lineup. He said exactly that.
It's the worst kept secret in video games.
Well, that was, you know what? You brought that to light. I didn't realize, but what was the game from the Fallout devs that was rumored for a while that I had no idea? It was like, it's called like
Starfall or something?
Yeah. I had no idea until they announced it. You're like, oh yeah, they've
Starfield. There we go.
So Riot officially announced the fighting game at this year's EVO tournament, but the company says there's no further information at this time. Now, this one was interesting to me as well. So this is a mysterious LOL social game. Nope, this is not that one. Maybe I didn't have that. Okay, here it is. It's Project A. They really could have picked better names for these projects.
At least that's harder to leak. They're like, oh, they're working on Project L.
That's true.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, that's true. It kind of keeps it under wraps a little bit better. Right. So Riot Games announced Project A, a competitive character-based tactical shooter for PC. This game is set on a near-future Earth and includes a roster of characters, each with unique abilities. Riot is promising more information sometime in 2020. I want to pull up some footage of Project A.
I was really surprised by that, especially specifically. I would have thought that if they were going to do a game like that it would be some sort of rival to what's the
big one is like
Blizzard's Overwatch. I would have thought you're doing a rival, but this doesn't look like Overwatch to me. This looks like, I mean, it looks a little bit like it, especially art style wise, but it looks to me like you took character classes and abilities and combined it with Counter-Strike.
Right. It seems like they're trying to merge those two worlds, right? Where the colorfulness, the different characters of something like Overwatch, but the tactical, realistic nature of Counter-Strike, which is a cool thing to blend.
Yeah. And I bet for sure I'm willing to bet that people that like Rainbow Six Siege will probably like this as well. Like the fact that if you do get a good headshot off, you can piss off everyone on the server. I like their commitment. You know, we'll see what happens. Like they're throwing down a gauntlet with lag and with anti-cheat, and this is something that a lot of people have been working on for a long time.
So they announced that in the stream. They kind of talk about that, not in depth, but they announced that they're working on just stopping cheating from being so prevalent. Do you know how they would do that? Did they talk about? Okay, but they have some kind of built into the software thing.
Yeah, it sounds like their plan is if somebody's been detected as wall hacking or aimbotting, they're just going to ban them, which I like. It can cause issues. I know Apex Legends had that problem of because
detecting that.
I want to say, isn't Apex Legends free or something like that? So
free
because
play,
it's free, if you get banned, you just make a new account.
Oh, gotcha.
So I don't know if they're going to charge for this or what, but certainly just auto banning people seems like an effective way of handling things. If they can detect it very quickly, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I just hope they do a better job than Apex.
Gotcha.
I'm never going to play this game though. I
no,
will freely...
this one actually calls out to me versus the other stuff that I've seen that's around this. Like Overwatch gets too complicated for my simple mind to understand. This one kind of is the middle road that actually calls out to me.
I think it's my issue is when the time to kill is that low. The person on the playing that match that can just one shot headshot you every time is going to destroy your fun
because they get back in so quickly.
Right, and I'll never be that guy. So playing these games, I'm just usually just dead. That's how I spend my time, and I think that's how I'd be in this game. But I think it's cool, and I think that's going to make a fun esports style game.
Yeah, I like to see them just competing and offering you like a not a counter, like an option for people that maybe feel slighted with Blizzard and the whole Overwatch, or with Overwatch, the whole Blizzard thing.
Which, don't get me wrong, this company is very Chinese owned, so
gotcha.
Maybe don't say anything during that tournament, because otherwise, a lot of people are gonna have to make some decisions again.
Got a LeBron James all over this.
They're gonna LeBron James all over it.
Now they announced another game too. This one I have very little information on. So it's mysterious LOL social game Project F announced. Riot also announced the mysterious Project F. Like the other new announcements Riot made, there's only a code name available for Project F, but Riot is promising a new social experience where players can explore the world of Runeterra with friends. Is this a mobile game, a top-down RPG? Who knows?
Interesting.
Is Runeterra the world where Overwatch, League of Legends exists?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So there's still... So we still got a few more games.
Yeah. So this one's I think a lot of people are excited. So Riot Games officially announced a mobile and console version of League of Legends, subtitled Wild Rift, the 5v5 MOBA. You were gonna say?
So that's another interesting one in their kind of deal with China. Now, this is my basic understanding of the situation. This may be wildly incorrect. So there was a game that basically copied League of Legends, like whole hog, like characters and all, in China on mobile. And so my understanding is when League of Legends started coming over to China, they kind of stamped down on that version. And now this new version, this mobile League of Legends that they're bringing, and this is definitely coming to China, is basically exactly that mobile ripoff.
Oh, okay. Now, do you think does this bring any stuff to mind?
That could be it.
So I pulled up this article.
It looks basically exactly the same.
Gotcha. China's top mobile game is a complete League of Legends ripoff.
Yeah. So that's...
King of Glory?
That could have been it. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I hear it's actually very fun. So that's sort of what it looks like is they've now ripped off their ripoff. But the understanding I have is China is no longer allowing that one to exist. No. From what I understand, this could be wrong. And now League of Legends gets to have their own. So this may be one where, like, if they pissed off the Chinese government, then they'd be like, well, screw your game.
I see.
Let's bring back the ripoff.
It's like, if you play nice, we stop the rip-offs from being around and the people from kind of stealing from your game. Interesting.
But also, this is a ripoff of a ripoff at this point. So who knows? But apparently, King of Glory or whatever it is extremely good. It takes some of the best parts of LoL and speeds it all up. And just it's a really good compact game.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, so more on Wild Rift. Wild Rift includes a new twin stick control scheme versus PC's click-based movement, and the gameplay has been overhauled for 15 to 18-minute matches. Now, Riot says Wild Rift is not a port of the PC version of League of Legends, but rather a new game built from scratch. Though we'll have to wait until we get some hands-on to see how the two versions compare. I
was very impressed with, they do like a Overwatch style like pose at the end with like your character model, and they change the pose based on your skin, and I'm like, that's a fucking lot of work.
That's true. Different animations just for a skin that you have, and I imagine they're going to load out or unload a bunch of different skins.
And they have over 150 characters, plus you're throwing on all these skins. That's insane. So I see you stopped the announcements there. So there's actually more.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they have their own new, the big one that a lot of people are playing right now because you can beta test it is the League of Legends style card game.
Oh.
It's a lot like Hearthstone.
Gotcha.
Like the UI is almost identical, honestly.
Okay.
And it's got like the effects on this thing are crazy. It's really highly polished. They've said one of their biggest things is the way they're balancing it and the way you create your own decks. And they're going really whole hog with this, and that's just absolutely fantastic.
Gotcha.
The way they do it. I might consider playing it, and I hate collectible card games, but it seems like it's not as heavy on the collectible and more just like, can you play your cards really well and make anything work? On top of that, they did some announcements for what else is it?
I can look it up here too.
It's that team fight tactics.
Okay.
Which is, their auto chess style game.
Gotcha.
They announced that they're going to be bringing characters in and out of it, so you get a lot of variety every few months.
Yeah.
Individual characters with individual skins will play differently. So the default skin as opposed to like a metal skin or a werewolf skin, something like that. It's all going to play differently. So that's pretty. Oh, also there's announced a dungeon crawler. Really? Or they didn't announce it, they just showed it.
Gotcha.
So they have some sort of Diablo style dungeon crawler. There's the last one. They announced their animated series.
Ooh.
Which, have you seen this trailer?
No.
It's fucking gorgeous. But this is also a style that they've done. You may want to put audio on. Gotcha. They've done this style for the announcement of a character called Jinx. And the fact that they're doing the whole animated series in this style is amazing.
So we're listening to or watching the trailer for the Arcane. Is it their animated series is called Arcane?
I guess. But all their trailers, their announcement trailers, their music videos they put out, like, they have some of the best animators on the planet working on just their promotional material. That was the drinks. Up to her announcement trailer.
Wonder how big their studio is.
It's not small.
So no, this would be an animated show or movie based on the characters from League of Legends?
Yeah, based on the universe.
Yeah, that art style is really cool.
Right?
It's time to let the monster out.
And the cool thing is, if you know enough about the lore, so that's Jinx.
I know nothing, so it's all.
The guy that's transforming is most likely Warwick, who was a brilliant scientist that went too far and turned himself into like this, not werewolf, but like permanent werewolf. So it was always the thing. Like it's got these really cool, steeped in lore elements. So
Gotcha.
It's gonna be pretty neat.
Nice. Yeah, I had no idea it was. There's so much announced. I mean, I think for me, it's like I remember I saw little bits that I can understand, like that new FPS and whatnot, but I'm so removed from everything that is League of Legends based. And
it was a lot. They even did just like a music video during the announcement thing, which they've done music videos over the years. And they have these cool things. It's nuts.
Gotcha.